So welcome everyone to this restorative yoga practice where we're going to dive in a little bit deeper into the body and really kick into that vagus nerve, which the vagus nerve is a nerve that runs right from your brain, from your cranium, all the way down into your colon. And it helps to stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the nervous part of the nervous system that allows you to rest and digest and calm down. And we need this in balance with the sympathetic nervous system, which most of us in the entire world has been in lately. And that's the fight and flight nervous system. And that's the one that gets us going and gets us to run away from the saber-toothed tiger and life, and with everything that's been going on with our situation in the world today, and even maybe some other situations that have come up from all the this struggle that we're dealing with the COVID and pandemic has it's really affected us. And sometimes you might notice it physically, mentally, and you might notice it in a bunch of other different ways. So so those people that are joining us right now, make sure that you have a blanket and maybe some pillows to help support yourself in this practice today. So this is going to be a very calming, restful class today. Okay, so we're going to get started. So hopefully everyone's got everything. And we're just going to sit in a comfortable seat to begin with. So however you like to sit, entirely up to you. And if you really don't feel like sitting, you can lay down if you want to. We are going to get into that. So we're going to sit up and nice and tall and close your eyes whenever you're ready. If you don't feel like closing your eyes, just become really soft in the eyelids so that it's very, very soft gaze. And just allow yourselves to come to your mat, to your space, and allow yourself to arrive where you are. Having absolutely no expectations of what's going to happen. Just allow yourself to be here. Be present. So notice the space that you're in today. How the space feels around you and how you're feeling in this space. And when you've noticed as much as you can, then you can bring your awareness to your mat, to yourself, how you're sitting. And if you were to all of a sudden get up, don't get up, but if you were to get up and you looked down at the imprint that you had left as if you were sitting in the sand or in the snow, what kind of imprint would you leave? Just thinking about that for a moment. So how much weight are you putting into your seat right now? It might only be bits and pieces of your body, might just be in your bottom, might be part of your legs, might be your hands if your hands are down. If you're lying down, you might actually be witness to your whole body or parts of your whole body. And then step into that body. Step into the body and just notice how that physical body is feeling at this moment. And then begin to do a little scan of that physical body. Noticing places that feel tight. Places that might feel open or soft. Just slowly moving from part to part, joint to joint, muscle to muscle, bone to bone, maybe organ to organ. Just taking stock, taking notice. As you're doing the scan, don't forget to go up and take a look at the thoughts that are moving around up in your head. Noticing if they're busy up there, that there's some space between those thoughts or not. And the quality of those thoughts. Are they just thoughts? Are they one-ofs? Are they related? Are they positive? Are they negative? Let's see if you can notice some things there. And then whenever you're ready, you can become aware of your breath. Just noticing the way that you're breathing. Noticing if it's jerky or smooth, long, shallow. Don't try to change it, just observe it for a couple of moments. Just noticing what you're starting with. And then every time you breathe, have the breath become a little tiny bit bigger and deeper without forcing it. Feel the breath moving through your body. Allowing that breath to get deeper, more expansive. Maybe thinking that you're breathing in light, exhaling darkness. As we're moving into this 2021 year, which hopefully is lighter and brighter and not so constricting. So envision you're breathing in that light and bright and openness and serenity, and then exhaling out the darkness, the tightness, the constrictions, the struggles. Don't try to analyze any of this, just feel yourself breathing in and out. Breathing in hope, and then exhaling out anything negative or tight or restricting or anything that just does not feel good. Allow that breath to grow. But the breathing should be very, very comfortable, no struggling. And then as you breathe, we're just going to start to move the neck. And the neck is connected to the head and the shoulders, and this is the very beginning part of the vagus. So we want to get that vagus nerve stimulated to stimulate the parasympathetic nerve. So we're just going to start to turn the head from side to side, very, very gently, just feeling that movement in the neck, keeping the shoulders soft, and then just going at your own pace. Just very, very gently. Okay, let's do that one more time. And then you're going to bring the head back to center. And then take your right ear and then just move it over towards that right shoulder. Just drop it down, not struggling or forcing it. And you're going to take the right hand, and you can place it on top of your head or maybe towards your left ear. And you're going to just reach out that left arm. It doesn't have to be high. It could be towards the side, or it could be pointing down towards the ground. This is just a very, very gentle pose here. Just breathing through it, noticing different sensations that are coming out. Okay, and then on your next breath, bring that left arm down, bring the right arm all the way up towards the ceiling, and then bring it all the way down beside you. Bring the head back to center, and then take the head and then move it over towards the left ear. And the left arm comes up on top of your head, or maybe towards that right ear. Soften through the shoulders, and then reach out that right arm. And just settle here for a couple of breaths. And then when you're ready, bring that right arm down. Bring the left arm all the way up. Bring your head back to center and bring that left arm down. Okay, and then just sit here for a couple of moments. And then we're going to start to move through cat and cow just a few times, just to get the flow moving through our spine. So we're just going to push the chest forward, having a little divot in the back, lower back, and then lift up the chin, opening up through the throat. And as you exhale, push backwards into our cat, tucking the chin down towards the chest. I'm just going to do that a couple more times, going slow. Just feeling that motion going through your whole spine. Very, very slow and gentle. Just noticing again all the different sensations. And the biggest nerve is, that's where our sensations come from. That's the one that stimulates them. Biggest nerve also is the one in charge of our whole act of breathing. Okay, let's just do one more of those. And then come and sit up nice and tall again. And just take a moment just to do another scan of the body. Notice your breath. And then you're gonna lay down on your back. So remove whatever is on underneath you. And you're gonna lay down and get your props. So get your blanket, you get your pillows, get yourself really, really comfortable. So I'm gonna place the pillow underneath my head, and I'm gonna have my knees bent. So I'm on my back, and you can move yourself around until you feel comfortable in wherever you are. But our knees are gonna be bent for this. Okay, we're just gonna hold ourselves here, maybe placing one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. And come in contact with your breathing again. This time, notice the relationship to your heart. Allow yourself to melt into your mat, into whatever's underneath you. Maybe again, being aware of the imprint you're leaving. If you were to remove your body, what was the imprint you'd be leaving on the ground? Okay, and then whenever you're ready, you're just going to press your left foot into the ground just a little bit more, not too hard though. And you're going to take your right leg and just bring it in towards your chest. So you can hold on onto your shin, or you can hold on underneath, or maybe just don't hold on at all. So you can decide. And maybe you want to support it a little bit more, so you can bring another pillow and maybe put it up underneath your thigh if you want to. We're just going to hold it here. Now, how can you make this pose a little bit softer? How can you soften a little bit more? Thinking about where you need to release. If you feel like you're contracting too much in a certain part of the body, see if you can bring the breath to those places and release. Maybe it means you need to release your hands and your arms. We'll just hold it here for just a breath or two more. And then take that right foot and then just place it onto the ground and maybe stretch it out. Give it a little stretch. Reach it out, maybe point the toe, maybe flex the foot a couple times just to release any tension in that leg. And then you're going to bend that knee again, placing that right foot on the ground. And again, just allowing your body just to relax where it is right now. And then we're going to do the other side. So press your right foot into the ground. You're going to take your left leg and bring that knee in towards your chest. And again, this one is going to feel different. So hold on where you want to hold on. If you want to hold on, you don't have to. Use a pillow if you want to. There's always options of putting a pillow or a blanket on your shin or underneath your thigh to make it a little bit more comfortable. And we'll hold this for a couple more breaths. Just being aware of how this feels. The difference maybe between this side and the other side. Being aware of where you're holding on to tension. And if you are, bring your attention to those places and breathe into them. Okay, and then we're going to stretch out that right leg, stretch it out in front of you, point the toe, flex the toe, point the toe, flex the toe, maybe do some ankle circles if you like, and then bring that leg back. So bend the knee, place the left foot into the ground, and then just take a moment here. And then bring your attention into your hips, into your pelvic area. This is where hormone production is. So we want to release a little bit here. So we're just going to start just to wiggle the hips just a little bit, just back and forth. And then maybe just do a little pelvic tilt up and down. They're very, very small movements. So you might feel a little bit of rocking up into the spine. Maybe you feel some sensations going down into your feet. But the movements are very, very slight. So you're rocking the pelvis back and forth. And then you can maybe just move from side to side a little tiny bit. But overall, your body is pretty much staying in the same spot. So just do that a couple of times. Just noticing any sensations that are coming out of there. And then we'll pause. And we'll just stop for a moment and hold it. Okay, and then when you're ready, we're going to bring both knees in towards the chest. Give ourselves a little hug. Whether you hold on to your thighs or not, or your legs, entirely up to you. Just feel your body and your back planted into the ground, noticing if you lose the curve in your spine or not. And again, if you were to move your whole body, what kind of space, what kind of imprint are you leaving if you moved? And then you can do a few ankle circles here, nice and slow. A couple times one direction, a couple times in the other direction. And then you're going to become still. And then we're going to move ourselves into a fetal position. So you can keep your knees up if you like, or you can put your feet back down, and we're going to move over to one side. It doesn't matter which side you move into. And then you're going to get your props. If you want to put a pillow between your thighs, between your knees, that always feels good. So play around with it until you get comfortable. And then support your head either with a pillow or your arm, or I'm actually doing an arm and a pillow. I'm on my right side and my left hand is right by my chest, helping me support myself. So allow yourself just to settle here and breathe. Continuously scanning your body, noticing how everything is feeling. Noticing what places need to be released. So we're moving into a new year. And some things we just don't need to bring with us. We don't need to bring any anxiety and negative thoughts, stress or tension. None of it does us any good. Just breathe here. Seeing if you can soften a couple more times. So continuously scanning the body. Okay, one more breath here. And then we're going to transition onto our bellies. So if you have a pillow between your knees, you're going to remove that. And you're going to come onto your belly. Your toes are going to touch, your heels are going to be flopped to the side. If you want to put something underneath your feet or something underneath your chest, go for it. We're going to cross our arms and just rest either your forehead, your chin, or maybe you want to bring one side of your cheek or your face onto your arms. Entirely up to you. So we're just going to rest like this for just a couple of breaths. And again, thinking about that imprint. If we were to get up off of this, off the ground, what kind of space, what kind of imprint would you be leaving? What parts of your body are touching? What part of your body is not touching? Soften as much as you can for these few breaths that we're going to stay here for. And then slowly we're going to transition into what I call either a resting butterfly or flapping fish. And you're going to take your right knee and bring it up towards your chest. Hi, Bob. We're on the mat. We're on our tummies here. And we're being supported by pillows. So we're into a flapping fish. So your arms are crossed, or you can bring them into a comfortable position so that you're supporting your head. Your right knee is going up towards your armpit. And just move your leg around until it feels really, really comfortable. Your left leg is out straight. And you might be a little bit more onto your right hip. Did I say the right knee? I think the left knee. The left knee is up. My left knee is up towards my left armpit. But if you're doing it the opposite way, that's perfectly fine. So just allow yourself to breathe here and relax and rest. Just softening down. Again, noticing, scanning continuously through the body to make sure that we're not holding on to any tension anywhere that shouldn't be there. Noticing in your foot if you're holding any tension. If you're holding any tension in your arms, in your shoulders, in your face. See if you can soften. So we'll hold it here on this side for 2 more breaths. And then you're going to come back onto your tummy. So just moving really slow. We don't have to move fast. Just allowing that left leg to reach all the way back down. Coming back onto, more onto the whole entire tummy. I'm just taking a moment here. Noticing what's come up. Also noticing any emotions, any thoughts, any sensations. And then on your next breath, we'll move over onto the other side. So that means the right knee is going to start to come up towards your armpits. I'm just going to turn myself around. And again, using any props that you need to use. Maybe changing up the way you're putting your arms. And just allowing yourself to sink. You'll notice that this side feels different, most likely, than the other side did. I'm just noticing, watching the sensations move in and out with the breath. Adjusting however you need to adjust. And if you were to get up and move, what would you notice? What kind of an imprint would you have left? Do you think it might be the same as the other side? Like a mirror image? Or would it be different? Notice the places where you might be constricting some blood flow. Noticing those places that might be tingling. Maybe adjusting them if you need to. We're going to take a couple more breaths here. Seeing if you can soften a little bit more through those breaths. Breathing in that light, And exhaling out the dark. And then whenever you're ready, you can bring yourself right back onto your tummy. And then just take a moment there in your crocodile. Either your head turned one direction or your chin or your forehead resting on your mat or on your pillow. Just taking a moment here. And then we'll move into a fetal position onto that other side. So I think it's the left side now that I'm on. So whatever side that you did go on, get yourself into a fetal position. Just taking a moment here. Remembering to scan the body continuously. Noticing the breath, keeping it gentle and soft. Noticing all the different sensations that are coming out of this. And trying to stay as present as possible as what's happening. Mind might decide to wander, that's okay. When you notice that the mind is wandering, bring it back. Focus on the sensations, focus on the breath. Okay, so we're going to have 2 more breaths here. And then we're going to make our way either again onto our bellies in crocodile or into child's pose. So it's entirely up to you. So if you want to go into child's pose, grab your pillows and just lie on them. Open up your knees as wide as is comfortable and just allow yourself to settle into your child's pose. If child's pose isn't working for you, or if you want to do a different version of child's pose, moving the pillows and the blankets wherever. Sometimes it's really nice to take a blanket and putting them underneath your bottom onto your heels and having them support you a little bit more, or grabbing your pillow and bringing it there. So just find a way that you feel comfortable. So that might be using props or not using props, or just lie on your tummy. So wherever you are is good. Wherever you are is where you're meant to be at this moment. So as we're now in a different position, be aware of the different sensations that might be moving around your body. So remember, we're not reacting to any of this, we're just observing, noticing what's happening, how things are feeling, the thoughts that are moving around up in the head. Acknowledge them and allow them to pass. Keep allowing that breath to be soft and deep and slow. Where can you soften a little bit more? How can you let go and release a little bit more? So releasing any kind of contraction, any sense of holding on. Releasing whatever you want to release, whatever you feel like you need to release. Remembering if something really doesn't feel good, change it up until it does. I'm going to stay here for 3 more breaths. Okay, and then ever so slowly, we're going to come and lay down on our backs. Just moving yourself nice and slow, trying to move as little as possible. Laying right down onto our backs. With the knees bent. You can have anything you like underneath your head or your body, whatever you feel comfortable with. Entirely up to you. The knees are bent. And we're just going to come here and stay here for a moment. Again, just feeling that transition of that movement that moved into our bodies. Noticing how that felt. We've been in this position before. Just noticing if it feels different or new. You might be able to pick up on something else. Okay, and then we're going to start to maybe move the feet a little bit wider if that feels good to you. And we're going to start just to move a little bit side to side as if our legs were windshield wipers. Nice and slow. You can even have it so slow that you even pause every once in a while. And if you'd like, you can have the head going in the same direction as the knees, or maybe in the opposite direction as the knees. Entirely up to you. If you're curious, you might try out both in all 3 ways, just to see what's happening, to see what kind of sensations come out, what kind of emotions come out. Moving really, really slow. And then whenever you feel you're ready, we're going to just allow ourselves to come into a gentle twist on one side. So whatever the knees are down, you can bring them down all the way down to the ground, or perhaps you want to grab a pillow and bring them underneath those legs. Entirely up to you. The head can go in the same direction, or it can look up towards the ceiling, or maybe it wants to move in the opposite direction.
Just remembering not to struggle through this. So if something doesn't feel good, come out of it and move yourself into a better position. So in our twist, see if you can soften wherever you need to soften. Keep feeling the breath moving in and out of your body. Think about bringing in light and exhaling out the darkness, out the tension, out the stress. I'm going to stay here for 2 more breaths. How much more can you soften through those 2 breaths? How much more can you let go of? And then whenever you're ready, you can bring your head back to center. Bring your knees back to center. And just stay here just for a moment, just to allow everything to assimilate and come back to somewhat of a normal place, a centering place. And then you could go over towards the other side, supporting yourself as much as you need to. So maybe you want to grab your blanket or your pillow again as your knees go over towards the other side. And then moving your head in whatever direction feels good in this position. So either the same way as your knees, or maybe the opposite way of your knees, or you can keep your head looking up towards the ceiling. Whatever way feels better to you. And then just notice how the side feels different, or maybe the same in some aspects. Notice as much as you possibly can. Paying attention to all the different sensations. The way the breath is moving in and out of your body. The types of thoughts that are coming and going. Breathing in the light, exhaling out the dark. Feeling yourself be a lot more relaxed, a lot softer. Maybe more content. Let's keep ourselves here for 2 more breaths. And with those nice 2 long breaths, how can you soften even more? What can you do to release and relax a little bit more for those 2 last breaths here in this twist? And then when you're ready, move your head back to center. Move your legs up again. And just stay here just for a moment. And then very, very gently, you're going to bring yourself into Savasana. So reaching your legs out. And again, propping yourself up however you need to. Maybe you need to have something underneath your legs. Maybe you need your blanket on top of your body. Trying to move the least amount as possible. Moving really, really slowly. Really, really softly. Try not to put too much effort into it. And just coming into a really gentle and soft Savasana. If your mind begins to wander, just keep bringing it back towards your breath. I'm going to gently just play the bowl, the singing bowl a little bit, just to keep yourself focused on your breath, the sensations that are moving through your body as you release the darkness and move into more of the lightness.
peacefully allow your breath to deepen. Begin to notice the way that you're feeling, the different sensations that are moving through your body with your breath. Very, very slowly allow yourself to move in the physical body. Very gently moving fingers and toes, being very aware of what's happening, keeping very soft and relaxed. Whenever you're ready, giving yourself a nice little stretch, feeling your muscles release, feeling the joints spread apart, giving some space. And then moving into a fetal position on either side. And then when you're ready, pushing yourself up into a seat, a comfortable seat. So using any props that you like, keeping a blanket wrapped around you if you like. So joining me up into a comfortable seat. And then just taking a moment there. Whenever you're ready, your eyes are open, maybe close them or create a very soft gaze in the eyes. And we're going to begin to do some alternate nostril breathings. So your left hand can be resting on your knee, palm up or palm down, connecting the thumb and the pointer finger together. The right hand, I think we'll just use the right thumb and the pointer finger, hugging that elbow in towards your chest, placing the right thumb on the right nostril and starting to breathe in and out through that left nostril. Nice and slow. Going deep into the belly, up into the brain. One more breath like this, inhaling and exhaling through the left nostril. Then cover that left nostril with the pointer finger or your ring finger if you're doing it that way, and breathe in and out through the right nostril. Maybe noticing the difference between each nostril. If it's easier to breathe on this side, if it was easier to breathe on the other side. Still keeping very, very soft in your joints, just enough to keep you upright. One more breath here through the right nostril. And then cover that right nostril, breathe in through the left. Nice big breath in. Cover the left nostril, breathe out through the right nostril. Breathe in through the right. Cover right, exhale left. We'll keep alternating like that for a little bit. So inhale through the left. Exhale right. Inhale right. And exhale left. So moving at your own pace and time, keeping that breath flowing easily. Keeping the breath long and deep and slow, very, very comfortable without any struggle. We'll do that one more time. Exhale right. Inhale right. And exhale it out. And then just place both hands onto your lap and just take notice. And take a moment there, just being aware. Notice the space that you're in, how everything is feeling. And we're going to finish off with just a little meditation, a sa, ta, na, ma meditation. So we're going to have our hands, palms face out, up. And we're going to connect with our thumb and all the other fingers. So the thumb and the pointer finger is our sa. And that means the beginning, the birth. And then the thumb towards the tall finger is ta. And that means the journey, life. And then the thumb and the ring finger is na. And that means the end of 2020, the end, the finish, the death. And then we'll connect with the thumb and the pinky finger, and that's our ma, and that's rebirth. It's to begin again, 2021. Hopefully a lot of lightness there. So we're gonna go sa, ta, na, ma. So thumb and pointer, thumb and tall finger, thumb and ring finger, thumb and pinky. And we're just gonna go back and forth between those. So sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. You can say it to yourself or out loud if you wish, and then slowly begin to do it. Just in your head, just allowing the fingers to touch. Just keeping really relaxed. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. Let's do it one more time. And then just hold ourselves here. Just being with ourselves, being present. And then peacefully just bringing yourself right back to your breath. Feeling the lightness coming in, the darkness leaving, the peace coming in, any tension, any negativity leaving. Feeling as if you're being reborn to a very peaceful and calming place. And then taking a few moments just to reflect on your practice today. Maybe some things that you've learned about yourself. Maybe some little tricks or tools that you can bring to your day or your week or your year. Or whenever you feel like it's just enough is enough. Bringing one of those little tools out and just using it to settle yourself down again. Okay, let's bring our hands towards our hearts, bow our heads, and give ourselves gratitude. Gratitude for joining together and feeling that connection. And gratitude for getting through this year. Gratitude having the opportunity to move into the next year. And having hope and faith that it will be a good one. And that really it is what we make it. So sending all the positive and light towards that year and towards each of us. And we'll finish on the note of Om. So taking a breath in through the nose. Sigh it out. Breathe in for one Om. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. May the light in me join the beautiful light that shines in each of you. Namaste.